Last year, when Jurassic World Rebirth come out, they proposed a question. Are people not interested in dinosaurs anymore? This was a way to try and reinvent the franchise after multiple sequels failing, and yet again this one failed. But this is a question that people are starting to ask. Since Jurassic Park in 1993, people are struggling to make a good dinosaur film, and it's become a question of, should we retire them? Is it impossible to make a good dinosaur film again? Did Steven Spielberg crack the case and then no one else was able to? So going into the end of Oak Street, despite having hope watching the trailers, there was a part of me that entered this film saying, if this film isn't good, maybe we should retire them. So it brings me so much joy to say that the end of Oak Street is incredible. Following a family who, after a mysterious cosmic event, have their neighbourhood transported to prehistoric times and have to survive against dinosaurs, the end of Oak Street somehow brings it back to basics while reinventing this subgenre. Like I said, it's no secret that these dinosaur films have been widely panned for decades now. The Jurassic Park franchise itself has tried to rely on nostalgia, bring back characters, bring back comedic cues just to try and grab that sort of awe of wonder again, and no one's able to do it. But David Robert Mitchell has managed to do this. I'm going to get the Spielberg of it all out of the way because I know people are going to compare this to Spielberg, and I think that's what makes the film so interesting. The first act sets you in the 80s with the Spielberg influences. You've got this influence towering over the film, and yet as soon as these dinosaurs appear, it becomes something entirely different. This isn't to say that the film isn't inspired by Spielberg at all. I think when you create one of the biggest blockbusters ever, and the dinosaur subgenre hasn't managed to recreate that again, you're going to get influence. But David Robert Mitchell has proved that we have missed this type of filmmaking. His blocking here is incredible. There's one shot where it's one single long take, and unlike a lot of modern blockbusters where they're not planned properly and the blocking is awkward and it just looks bad, this one just left me with my jaw dropped. Recently, when I watched Supergirl, it really dawned on me that some directors just should not do these long single takes because they don't know how to do it. Steven Spielberg was known for doing these long shots that communicate different things every second because you're meant to block these scenes for every single millisecond because otherwise it looks bad. And these action long takes have just become a gimmick that don't look good. Yet here, it's blocked perfectly. Every single shot is planned, and you can tell an actual human has created this, which makes it even more of a shame that Warner Brothers are using AI to market this with funny dog videos. It's just stupid. David Robert Mitchell has so much control over this film. The first act, when it's building that tension, they only show like a dinosaur tail, or it will zoom into a window with a character and the reflection, you see some of the tails, you see some of the scales. It's just basic filmmaking that we've missed. These modern blockbusters feel studio mandated without a vision, and yet here it's an actual vision at the heart of this, and it just kind of leaves me speechless because I don't know what to say apart from we need this more. It sounds stupid to like praise basic filmmaking, but this is what we've been missing, I think, with these big franchises taking over Hollywood mostly. The recent decade has been overcrowded with franchises, and slowly more and more have lost creative vision, which is why I do hope this film does well. The VFX look incredible. With a budget of just 80 million, it pays off massively. I think there's one awkward shot at the start where a dinosaur is either shot or hit in the leg, I think, when they first discovered them, and it looks a bit awkward on the ground. But other than them few seconds, everything looks perfect. Like I said about that long single take, you've got all these different elements of a dinosaur chasing the kids, then Ewan McGregor comes into the shot, then the dinosaur gets shot by Denise, and then she has to run away, and it's this long take that's been planned, and it looks incredible. I was genuinely just shocked they managed to pull it off. Obviously, good filmmaking can't hide a bad script, which makes it even better that there's a good script at the heart of this too. Jurassic World Rebirth tried to approach a conversation of people not being interested in dinosaurs anymore, but the scripts in those films are so bad that it just comes across as slop, because at the end of the day, you're still going to do these big action scenes and you're not taking your time to actually confront this. Whereas here, The script is taking its time to have an honest conversation with the characters. It's really authentic in its emotions. The entire film has this theme of saving a marriage in a crisis. We start with Denise and Greg, whose marriage is failing. She's trying to push for a divorce because she can tell the kids are catching on to the fact that they're not communicating with each other, and it's making the family fall apart. Which means when this cosmic event happens and they're forced to survive together, you see them trying to save this marriage. And in moments where you think you might not survive until the morning, you finally communicate what you've been hiding with each other. It's such a great thing to see a film actually take its time to flesh out its characters. Even the kids have small character traits that help the film as it goes along. Maisie Stella plays Audrey, who is interested in astronomy, and when this cosmic event happens, she's the one that brings the science to it. She tries to explain how tremors can have small things build up to a massive event where the whole neighborhood had been pushed back into the past. Anne Hathaway is an obvious standout. In recent years, we've seen more resourceful heroes coming into action films, which makes this character who has a mother drive to save her kids no matter what turn into an action hero really fun to see. You see at the start of the film, she's terrified, but she won't hesitate to pick up the gun and get ready to arm herself, because that drive to protect yourself and your family will come at no cost. And it's just great that she's able to get these big action set pieces that don't feel unrealistic. She's not going full Linda Hamilton in Terminator like these horror franchises have built up to. She's not unrealistically destroying these dinosaurs, but instead she's going one-to-one on them in a realistic way, and it adds to the tension of this. The Jurassic Park franchise has tried to constantly add up the stakes, but it means it comes at the cost of becoming unrealistic, because you don't feel the tension in this. If characters are just constantly kicking dinosaurs like it's nothing, you don't feel the tension, and in the end you don't feel the stakes, and the film fails. It's just so great to see a good dinosaur film, because it has been decades at this point, and it is like a sense of hope for the future. A lot of people straight away try and find a way to make a sequel to this, but we should be pushing for these original dinosaur films. The Jurassic Park franchise recently has parted ways with Gareth Edwards for creative differences, but he's known as the most safe filmmaker possible. It's very weird where we're trying to go with these dinosaur franchises, so I hope people start supporting these original films more. If you couldn't tell, I fell in love with this film straight away. The comedy is blended so well with the drama, it never undercuts each other. Characters don't have unrealistic plot armor protecting them from dinosaurs. It's just great to see that people trust their audiences to come along for the ride. I wish I wrote a script to this. I just come out of the film on Monday and I had to share my thoughts. If you've seen End of Oak Street, let me know what you thought, and thank you for watching.